It really is a great honor for us to have Robin Roberts with us tonight. The great part about it, when we talk about family and friends, Robin worked with Jimmy at ESPN, and they were really good friends. Robin told me Jimmy used to kid her more than anybody else on the staff. She's been a friend of the V Foundation for many years, and I met her for the first time at the V Foundation Celebrity Golf Tournament back in North Carolina, which incidentally she won the tournament along with Harry Rhodes, one of our V Foundation board members. I will describe Robin as a wonderful person. I will describe Harry Rhodes as a sandbagger. While co-anchoring for Good Morning America, Robin made many poignant reports on the devastation on Hurricane Katrina in the Mississippi Gulf Coast, her home area. And over the last year, she has inspired all of us, sharing her battle against breast cancer. I have a surprise for Robin before she takes the stage, and that is that her friends at ESPN have come to me and said that in her honor tonight, they're committing $100,000 to the V Foundation for research in breast cancer. No one is more deserving than Robin Roberts.
Bob can tell, I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever. Oh, Rosa. I primarily came here to say thank you. I am a survivor. And as the woman that you heard, I wanted to look into your eyes and say what you have done the last 10 years made a difference in countless lives, counting this one as well. And what a difference a year can make. This time last year, if someone had told me that I would be here tonight and I would be drinking the best wine in the world with the best people in the world, if someone had told me that a year ago, I would have thought they were nuts. Because August 2nd, 2007, I was literally on my knees in prayer. I was having surgery the next morning, August 3rd, a year ago, to remove a cancerous tumor. And like so many in this room, when you hear you have cancer, so many thoughts go through your head. And at the time, I was having a great summer. I was enjoying myself, living life. I was about to head off on a rare 2-week vacation when a dear friend and colleague of mine at Good Morning America, Joel Siegel, lost his battle with colon cancer after a valiant and courageous battle. And so I delayed my trip to attend the service, and then I headed off on vacation. And during the middle of this 2-week vacation, we decided to have a tribute show for Joel on GMA. And at that time, I was in San Diego delivering a commencement address, so I flew back on a red eye to join Diane Sawyer. You've heard of Diane Sawyer, I've heard. Yeah, I could drop a name or two, you know, yeah. I joined Diane and our former co-host of the show, Charlie Gibson, was there. Joan London was there. David Hartman was there. Spencer Christian, who many of you see locally, he was there as well, all to sing the praises of Joel. And on that program, I happened to do a piece where we heard Joel say how hard it was for him to hear from his doctors had he had a colonoscopy at the age of 50 instead of 53, the outcome could have been different, and how hard it was for him to hear that. But he used his remaining years to tell people to be diligent about their health care and to go in for early screening and testing. So I did this piece on the show. That night, I go home. I'm still on vacation, so I go home, and I'm tired because it's been a red eye, and oh, I'm just exhausted emotionally and physically. And I fall asleep, and this was the very night that I discovered a lump. I woke up on the couch, and I thought, well, maybe it's just because I'm tired, and I just maybe pulled a muscle or something like that. And, it wasn't there this morning when I showered. So I went to bed, I woke up, and it was still there. And Joel was resonating in my mind and heart about being diligent about my health care. I had an appointment with a new doctor for later in the fall. And I called the office, and I said, I found this lump. I need to move up my appointment. And they said, oh, sorry. If we get a cancellation. I was like, do you know who I think I am? What do you mean you can't move up that ever? What are you talking about? So I called Diane, as I do. We call ourselves Thelma and Louise. And sometimes we feel like we're in that cliff in the morning going over that, in that convertible going over the cliff. And I called Diane, and I called other friends, and I found a doctor. And so when I returned to New York a few days later, I went to see this new doctor, Dr. Albert Knapp. And I just said I didn't tell Diane or others what I had found. I just said I need to check under the hood, kick the tires and just check under the hood, good old-fashioned checkup. And that's what I told Dr. Knapp. And so he gave me a general physical, and I didn't say anything about what I had discovered. And he was about to walk out of the examining room, and I said, oh, Dr. Knapp, could you check something out? I think I have something here. And he did, and he immediately had me go have a mammogram and an ultrasound that very day. And the mammogram showed nothing, but Dr. Knapp had also ordered the ultrasound. And the ultrasound did detect the tumor. So I had immediately had a biopsy, and I went on my way, and the doctor said that they would call me the next day. Well, the next day, I was already on the road to Atlanta after GMA. And when I landed at Hartsfield, the airport there, I turned on my BlackBerry, and my assistant said, be sure you turn on the phone. Dr. Knapp's office has called. You want to take this call. So I turned on my phone, and it could have been 30 seconds later. The phone rings, and it's Dr. Knapp. And indeed, he said, I have cancer. Now, I don't know about you, but in the movies, you're not on a plane. You're looking into your loved one's eyes. The music is playing in the background. But I was there on the plane when I found out. That's life. That's life. And I don't remember much of the conversation because after you hear cancer, everything else is after that. But I do remember agreeing to meet with the breast surgeon the next day when I returned to New York, and also to have a breast MRI. And at that moment, I was so stunned and not knowing what to do next. And so many of us have different resources that we can provide in this fight. And for me, what I did was get quiet and think of those that had gone before me in this walk. And Jim Valvano came to mind.